Live well and thrive. The future of wellness starts here. The movement transforming health and wellness worldwide. Live longer, move smarter, feel unstoppable.
Hi, it's Mike Torchia, and welcome to Live Well and Thrive. I have an exciting guest today. His name is Isaiah Miranda. He is a sensation on all the social media platforms. He's an actor, he's a producer, he's a writer, and he's just a real good guy. Isaiah, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, we met through our friend Jeremy Todd,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to say, the first time we met, you really impressed me.
Thank you.
I mean, you're a gentleman, you're very respectful, and you're so hungry for knowledge.
Yeah.
You were talking about how you're into bodybuilding.
Yeah. Well, that's how we connected. First of all, speaking of that, let me take my jacket off so I can compete
You gotta show the
a little
guns.
bit. I'm like, I know I'm sitting across a bodybuilding legend here, but let me show up a little bit. Actually, I'm not joking. I went to the gym right before this
Oh, good.
to have a little pump before.
Yeah,
so.
you look good, man.
See that? Come on. Thank
So
you.
where do you train?
I train at this private gym, Young LA, this brand, which we talked about.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they have their gym. It's a private gym, so it's not a public. And then sometimes EOS, EOS. But
The one in the Beverly Center?
No, Northridge, usually,
Okay.
typically, yeah.
Oh, you're in the Valley.
I'm in the Valley, yeah, Woodland House.
So tell me, when did you first decide to get into the bodybuilding?
I grew up as an athlete. I don't know if I told you, I've always played sports. Baseball was my biggest growing up, but then got into track and field, football. I played football at Rutgers in Jersey for a little bit. I walked on, only spent a year there, but I've always into just the bodybuilding, just the gym in general, as being an athlete. I mean, I'm sure, you could imagine the workouts you do for football. But my older brother was always just the kind of the meathead of the family. So he kind of took me under his wing. And honestly, I just always liked looking good. So that's kind of just what got me into it. And I saw other people just posting like on social media, like fitness influencers at the time. This is like 6 years ago now. And I was like, I do this every day for free anyways. You know what I mean? Like I work out for free because I just love working out. Why not document it and try to make a career out of it? So I gave myself 3 years to be like, okay, I'm going to start posting every single day. I never missed a day for 2 years on Instagram. And I was like, I'm going to give myself 3 years to get sponsored by a company, supplement company, clothing company, whatever. Then I finally got sponsored within like 6 months. So it was kind of peak COVID. And it just kind of started just taking off. I was growing like crazy. I was growing like 2,000 followers a day on Instagram. Which is great. It was a shock because I'm like, no one from Jersey did this at the time. Maybe in LA it's way more, known. And this also was 6 years ago. But then people just loved me for fitness. I was doing a lot of at-home workouts and stuff like that. And then once I was considered a fitness influencer, I was like, what's the next step? And I was like, I just love bodybuilding. I just respected the grind of it and just how disciplined, I'm sure you obviously know, that you have to be for bodybuilding, because 99.9% of people don't have the discipline to do everything to a T. Do you know what I mean? In terms of every single workout, every single macro, every single second of cardio. And I just like that aspect in terms of I have to be so disciplined and focused, and not just my prep that I was doing, but just every aspect of my life. So honestly, I got more into it for the mental aspect of it, because it just pushed me in every aspect of my life. And I just fell in love with it. And I had a great coach. And I like having a goal. Do you know what I mean? I feel like when I don't have a goal in life, you can kind of drift. I feel like most people can drift without a set intended goal. And that's what kind of just got me into it. And I fell in love with it.
You competed though, right?
I competed, yeah. I did 3 shows.
That's great.
I did men's physique. I came in like maybe 3rd in my class, 2nd in my class in one of them. I was a lot smaller than you were. The heaviest I've been is like 170. I was on stage, I was like maybe 145.
You got great proportions and symmetry.
Yeah, thank you. I think I'm very symmetrical, which is, I guess, genetically wise, like my body and my insertions are pretty symmetric. And then I just like I said, I just love the mental aspect of it, and I just like following other bodybuilders and stuff. So yeah, that's why.
And you applied it towards your career.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you're excelling.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you have the discipline to do bodybuilding and actual prep, you have the discipline, you apply that same discipline to your career, your relationships, whatever, you're going to succeed in that as well.
I remember when I was just 15 years old and I first met Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Gold's Gym Venice. One of the first things he said to me is, bodybuilding will give you the skill set to be successful in anything you do in life. Because when you could train for a competition and diet for all those period of months and years, whatever, you strengthen the mind.
For sure.
And so, and that's what he did after he retired. He pursued movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the last time when he won the Olympia in New York, I was with him.
Uh-huh.
And we went out to dinner after the show that he had won. And that's where he beat Frigno and Sergio Abreu, the champs.
Yeah.
And he looked fantastic,
Yeah.
the best he ever looked. So I said to Arnold, what's next? And he just like sipped his wine. He said, I'm going to conquer Hollywood.
Oh, I love it.
I'm going to be the greatest action star in the world.
Yeah.
And I believed him because when I met him, you know, and I saw the way he was, the way he trained, and he would win Olympia after Olympia after Olympia, I truly knew that he will be. And he did become that incredible action star with all those movies he did.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny, Commando and Terminator, all those movies he did, because he had that mental strength from bodybuilding. When you can diet, like Arnold used to train a whole year for a show.
Yeah.
It wasn't like these guys today, 6-8 weeks. I'm going to jump in this show.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he taught me, you take 1 year and you pick 3 shows. And then you do those 3 shows. So if it's weekend after weekend or one, like that, maybe 2 or 1 that month, and the following month, maybe 1. And that's it. Because you need a year to grow more muscle tissue and to focus on enhancing the shape, proportions, and density of the body.
Mm-hmm.
But today, a lot of these bodybuilders just rely on drugs.
On PEDs, drugs,
and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame we achieved those rock hard, dense bodies. Not by doing a lot of cardio, wasn't a lot of drugs. It was hard training, proper nutrition, and dedication. But I see a lot of the young men today training, their bodies aren't rock hard. If you look at our physiques during the time when our peak, we were like granite.
Yeah.
Like that picture is a picture of me that my girlfriend did on a charcoal sketch, and then I had to put, she did that features because I had a strong jawline. I had the perfect abs. It was right after I won a championship, and she just did the charcoal. So then we superimposed it into this. But that's my picture. I have the original charcoal at home.
No, I'm sure. Trust me,
I looked 20.
I looked at pictures of you. He's like, that's a real picture. I'm not joking. I was like, because we're the same height. I'm like, how does this guy get so big? You were 230?
Oh, yeah.
230.
I had a 29-inch waist.
Crazy.
I had a 58-inch chest and 21-inch arms. My calves were 20-inch.
That's crazy.
They were like freaky.
Yeah.
Like, so when I walked around, I was like a freak.
Yeah.
Because they never saw anybody with such density.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the tallest guy either. But I also was great at peaking for a show.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. I went into a lot of shows. These guys were freak of natures. If they ever got ripped, they would have destroyed me.
Yeah.
But man, Ed Corney, who was the most graceful poser, taught me how to pose.
Yeah. Well, because if you can't show it off on stage, it doesn't matter how crazy you look. You know what I mean? Like you could be the most in shape, but if you can't pose the right way and, show off the angles, the striations, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, it was really funny. So Ed Corney, in Frank Zane too, he taught me, he goes, Mike, when you're just standing in the lineup and they tell you to do the quarter turn, when you do the quarter turn, you move your hand, you look, and then you turn, because the turn is a pose.
Mm-hmm.
Most people just turn around.
Yeah, and they let their stomach out, and yeah.
And when the judges go, relax, never relax.
Yeah.
Because you want them to think that's what you look like just
the whole time,
relax,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then when you turn around and you're facing the back wall, contract your abs. That brings out the Christmas tree.
Uh-huh.
So then you bring out the lower back and the density and the fiber in the back. Because when you flex your abs, it pulls the back muscles and makes it look like deeper cuts.
Yeah, yeah.
So these are the little tricks of the trade that I learned starting when I was 15 years old when I first went to Gold's Gym and met Arnold and everybody. So they prepared me for the bodybuilding world.
Yeah.
But then the bodybuilding prepared me for life.
Exactly. Well, it's just the discipline. That's all. Especially when it comes to like one of the hardest things that I guess I'm sure plenty of people complain about is like, oh, I don't know how to lose weight, or I'm gaining weight, but they can't put a fork down. They don't know what they're putting in their body or whatever, you know what I mean? Because they don't have the discipline. But if you have the discipline to eat clean and eat healthy every single day, that's probably the hardest thing to do, especially with all the food that, is around, all the restaurants, all that, all Instagram, all the crazy food you see on Instagram. But like, if you could watch what you put into your body, it's the same discipline. It's just energy that you have. You're like, this is the energy I'm applying to this discipline. Just apply that to anything, which is obviously why you're at, the level that you're at now with, producing movies, writing, acting, all that other stuff, and everything else you've done, all your businesses, because it's just that same discipline. You just applied it.
Yeah, it's just like automatic pilot, what was really funny is there was an author that wrote a book called The Zone by Dr. Barry Sears. The Zone was based on the bodybuilder diet, which was high protein, low carb, and never ever ate your carbs before your protein. So I was part of Dr. Barry Sears' research. I eventually lectured with him around the world.
Oh, wow.
And his whole success of the Zone diet books was all because of bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Because what they realize is when you're eating your meal, whether breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or some mid-meal, the first thing you do is touch your tongue with the protein, chew it. Whatever touches your tongue, your body will secrete the acid and the enzymes to break that down. That means if you bite the protein first, then the enzymes for that starts to be secreted. Then you can eat the carbs, whether it's yam or potato, whatever it may be, and then you don't have the insulin spike, because if you were to eat the carbohydrate first, it'll spike your insulin, which creates fat storage, right? So fat storage is basically an energy storage. So it wants to store your energy food into the fat cell. It's going into the fat cell.
Yeah.
It's also going into the muscle, but when you eat the protein, it blocks the insulin spike. So whenever you eat a meal, always bite into the protein, just chew it, swallow it, then can go back and forth. That could actually help you get shredded. I have clients, corporate clients, that I said, do me a favor, bite into the protein before you eat any kind of carbs to your meal. When you go for happy hour, ask for a chicken skewer or a beef carpaccio or shrimp cocktail, then have your cocktail. When you have sugar, alcohol in the body, it spikes insulin, which causes fat storage.
Oh, wow.
I had all these executives do it. They averaged 4 to 6 pounds a week. They were losing without increasing cardio, without changing their diet, just by having the protein before they drink alcohol.
Really?
Or eating the carbs.
That's crazy.
You'll get shredded.
Wait, so your body knows that it's protein just by chewing it?
As soon as what you do is you just got to touch your tongue with the protein.
Really?
Chew it, swallow it. Now the body secretes the acid for only
to break it
protein and fats. So when you eat the carbohydrate, it's ignoring it because it's got to break down the protein and fats first. So the carbohydrate will piggyback off the protein and be released, and it won't trigger insulin.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
When you spike your insulin level, that goes to fat storage.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be, because when people would look at my pictures, they go, your skin is so thin. Like Dr. Arthur Jones, who created Nautilus. When I won the Teenage Mr. America, I won every single body part, best pose. I was shredded. It's the anatomy chart. He flew me to D-Line, Florida, where his institute was, to train with him and understand how I got such low body fat. They put me in a hydrostatic tank of water, and my body fat was 1.2%.
Really?
He said to me, I've never known a human being that had 1.8% body fat. The only body fat you have is the fat in between your organs. You couldn't even pull the skin.
That's crazy.
It was so paper thin.
So at that lean, is it hard for you to maintain that?
Yeah,
because you were peaked. That's for show.
I was peaked. So he told me that if I continue this for 3 weeks, he goes, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You can't live.
Well, it's not sustainable that low.
No, it's not, and it's not healthy.
Yeah, no, for sure not.
So he asked me. So I started eating more carbs. He was feeding me yams, baked potatoes, rice, pasta, and I went up to like maybe 6% body fat.
So
He
shredded.
still wanted me to, and I was still shredded.
Yeah.
But he just said, Mike, that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
But he really, wrote down, I was with Dr. Ellington Darden, one of the most brilliant doctors with him. And they took all these notes because they wanted to understand how I got so lean. Now, remember those days, we didn't do cardio.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Because every bodybuilding show I've done a bunch of cardio. Every person that I know that does bodybuilding shows do a bunch of cardio. But you tell me you literally did no cardio except for the last, 2 weeks?
The last 3 weeks, we do wind sprints Monday through Friday. And it would just be a very short.
Bursts?
We would do like 6 wind sprints. So we'd go haul a 50-yard dash, jog back, and do that 6 times.
That's it?
That's it.
That's
just
crazy.
It slims the hips, keeps the waist narrow, and it stimulates the metabolism. Because he said, because Arnold explained to me, he goes, if you do this cardio bullshit, you suppress your testosterone, you raise your estrogen level and your cortisol levels.
Damn.
If you look at all the pictures of myself, Arnold, Franco, we were granite.
Yeah.
We weren't doing 2 hours of cardio.
So you would have never called you guys on a Stairmaster or a treadmill walking or anything?
No, because you're using your energy for something that won't build mass. We wanted rock hard, dense, defined muscle.
Yeah.
And that was through hard training, proper nutrition.
Yeah.
And when you do, and what we would do was so funny. We mainly eat protein and vegetables all week. And on Sunday, whatever we wanted for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. But when you say whatever you wanted, you weren't eating bullshit. You were just eating more carbs.
No, we weren't eating pizzas. We weren't eating ice cream.
Yeah.
We were having bagels or hash browns with the eggs. And then we were having or we wanted a muffin, or we wanted rice with our sushi. And then our baked potato at night, or pasta with our protein.
Yeah.
So it was not a cheat day. It was a treat day.
Treat day, yeah.
And then you don't get the bloat. I remember when The Rock used to do it. He would start on midnight on Saturday.
Yeah, sushi train, right? And pancakes and all that, yeah.
And then the pancakes and the waffles and the sprinkles donuts and all this other shit. And then he would stop eating all these incredibly shitty food.
Yeah.
On Sunday night at midnight, he stopped.
Yeah.
But then he comes into the gym, man. We knew, don't even train near him because he had such gas.
Oh, I can imagine. It's disgusting.
He's belching. And I go, you're going to feel like shit for 3 fucking days.
Yeah, well, that's the thing now, too. Is obviously I know pizza tastes good, right? I know donuts taste good. I know I'm not an idiot. I'm not one of those guys just it tastes bad. It tastes good. It tastes fucking delicious, right? But I like the way I feel better than I like the taste of the food. So even now, I will go out and it's I haven't had a cheat meal or whatever, a treat meal in a while. And I'm I don't even want to eat that because I'm going to feel like shit tomorrow. Not even that it's because of the taste. I'm I'd rather just eat my same thing that I always eat. I'd rather eat my steak. I'd rather eat my rice, sweet potato. I'd rather eat my, whatever it is. Because I just don't enjoy that feeling.
To me, having a really great baked potato, put some butter on it, some chives, some pepper. That's better than any cake.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Piece of pizza.
And you feel way better. And it shows that it's just, when you do it for so long, it's just a lifestyle now. You don't have to think twice about it. I mean, we went to dinner last night. He ordered his steak and his lentils. But you probably enjoyed it more than anything. It looked delicious.
The lentils to me was heaven.
You know what I mean? But it's a lifestyle though. That's why, because it's you just enjoy the way you feel more than the actual taste of it. And I think most people's problem is that they just enjoy the taste or the thought of it more than the.
It was so funny. When I was your age, you get a kick out of this. So girls would, and again, I was a fat kid now, obese kid over 50 pounds at 14. So it was really a switcheroo because I was used to people all day long telling me how fat and ugly I was and making fun of me.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they're, oh my God, your guns, how'd you get those legs? How'd you get so ripped? Whatever.
Yeah.
So as I got to a young guy like you, it'd be so funny. I know I'd go out, I started getting a little more confident. And then the girls would go, wow, you look amazing. I go, hell, I look better, much better without clothes.
Yeah.
Now, here's a fat kid.
Yeah.
I was 14.
Confident.
Never say that shit.
Yeah, confident.
Then I was like, baby,
yeah.
I take this shit off.
You don't even know.
It's going to blow your mind. Right?
Yeah.
And so, but it just shows you how I evolved.
Yeah, for sure.
From an introverted kid.
Well, look how much more confident it made you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because, I remember one time my mother goes, you told me 152 times someone called you Porky Pig or Pugs. I go, yeah. She goes, you're writing it down?
Uh-huh.
She goes, this is not good. That's when she said to me, we got to do something about it, So she ended up turning on the TV set. And she goes, this guy's going to help you lose weight. And that was Jack Lane. That's how Jack Lane became my mentor.
Oh, wow. Oh, so your mom pushed you to start the whole bodybuilding journey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then Jack became my mentor. I wrote to him. And then I met him, and he became friends and so on. But he was my inspiration. And then Arnold, of course, when I met Arnold, he was the ultimate,
Yeah.
inspiration to me. And then when I met everybody else, but I evolved from bodybuilding. That's why I tell people bodybuilding is so beautiful.
It is.
It will help people. It's unfortunate that the drugs have over consumed the sport because it is a beautiful sport.
It is, yeah.
But the pro side has become chemical warfare,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, especially now with social media, like you see all these massive, human beings, whether they're bodybuilder or just fitness influencer or whatever, and just like people want instant gratification. They're like, fuck, I want to look just like that. They just started training, you know what I mean? They're starting to take all these drugs. And that's just the problem, that they just want instant gratification, especially with seeing everyone online. They're like, I want to be just like that, which is super unhealthy.
But, I love to get to your social media postings. Your messaging is beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, you choose these everyday situations and you do a humorous twist to it.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is every single one makes you think.
Yeah. Well, there was, so obviously I started off in the fitness industry, but then I transitioned to sketch comedy. And the way I always went about it was what's relatable and then how to make it funny. Because people like to relate to things or like to send things to their friends that they're like, oh, that's me, or oh, that's you, or whatever. And then how to make it funny, So that's the way I go about my writing of my sketches, I guess. That's what I want.
It's absolutely brilliant because when I've watched them, it actually reminded me of situations I've gone through in my life.
Yeah.
But you're telling the story in a certain way, but it's also sort of a cautionary tale.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And it's funny too. I literally come up with my ideas like every day when I'm walking outside, just with actual human experience interacting with people. And I literally would take my phone out, be like, write a quick idea down, because I'm like, okay, I have to do that, because people like to laugh at real things. You know what I mean?
And all your friends, you guys got this really great chemistry going.
Yeah.
And
They're
it
great
looks
people.
like we're like flies on a wall watching something that's really happening. You do a great job in those productions.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. It definitely they definitely weren't that good 5 years ago or 3 years ago when I started sketch comedy, but it's just the same thing with bodybuilding. Just every single day doing the same exact thing, you just get better and better.
And I see the interaction with your audience, man. They're totally digging it.
Oh yeah. So I've grew a big following through my sketches specifically, especially on YouTube. I mean, across all my platforms, I have like 6 million followers across everything.
Wow.
Yeah, but I just want to just keep growing. I want to have 20 million on YouTube, and then obviously transition that into movies and all the other stuff I'm trying to do.
Now, do you have a team that does all this?
No, I mean, I have some editors and stuff, but for the most part, I write all my sketches. I edit them now. I mean, besides like for my podcast and stuff, like my partner Spencer is over there, amazing. He does all the editing and shooting for that.
He does the posting too for all the platforms.
Yeah, I do the posting for all the platforms. But I definitely have a good group of people around me that believe in me and that I just like being around. Because people want to be around people they like to be around,
Right.
Which is, I'm sure that's why, you got to the level that you're at because of who you are, and people just want to just be around you, which is so important because I always say if you do 3 things in life, you can do whatever you want. Work your ass off, know the right people, but be a genuine person. You can do whatever you want, because you could work your ass off and know the right people, but if you're not a genuine human being, you only go so far. People will eventually be like, fuck that guy or fuck her or whatever. Like, yeah, he's good at what he does, but he's an asshole, which I never want to come across. With me, we were actually talking about that right before I came in. So that's super important to me.
Yeah, well, it's good because you're going to prevent yourself a lot of aggravation.
For sure, yeah.
Because especially when you meet people and you think they're solid, but you find out their alternative ideas or intentions.
And you get a lot of that out here in LA, for sure.
Yeah. But you know what? You got to sort through it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot
You
of
learn.
things here. You're going to always run into some situation where someone sort of pretends to be a solid friend, and then you'll later on reveal their true colors.
For sure.
But that's where you give. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong that you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? Not an asshole. But I just think that you've done a really great job at growing a great following. This has helped you become a filmmaker.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And an actor, because you're going through these roles and becoming different characters or exposed to different situations.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share about the movie that you're in pre-production on.
Yeah. So me and my partners, and we got connected with great writers. It's a fitness horror movie. It's absolutely amazing. You read the script. It's an amazing script. You've never heard of a fitness horror. It's based on the gym. But I'm really excited about it, and it's a great script. It's kind of honestly what you see in today's, I guess, world. It's like at the core of the movie, it's some guy who's trying to change his life because he's out of shape, broke, whatever. And then he meets a guy from high school that is really good, friends with at the time, but he sees him driving a super nice car, he's really in good shape, has a lot of money. He's like, oh, what happened? He's like, I joined a gym, changed my life. And then there's some twists and turns. I won't give it away. But it's a great project, and me and my partner were literally on a call earlier today with some possible investors, people coming along, keep getting attached to. But I got attached to this, one, because the writing is great and I got connected to the writers, but two, I'm like, obviously the fitness, the whole bodybuilding world, the gym. I'm like, oh, this is me. Like, it couldn't have been more perfect. Like, God put this in front of me to be like, this is your first thing. Because I mean, as auditioning and all that stuff for roles, like, it's competitive. There's millions of people auditioning for the same exact role that you want. And you could be perfect for it, but they wanted someone who was 6 foot. They wanted someone who was darker skinned. They wanted someone with a scar on their face, and you might not obviously have that. So I'm like, I'm not going to let my dreams, give my dreams and what I want out of life. I'm not going to give it to anyone else and give it to their responsibility. I'm going to do my own shit, and I'm going to create my movies. I'm going to produce, direct, act in my own movies. And that's the goal. Me and my partner, we want to have our own studio and just direct, act, and produce our own movies. And we're going to have the biggest studio in Hollywood. And we really want to take over Hollywood.
Hey, everybody. I got great news. We have a new premier sponsor. It's Trifecta Red Light Beds. Dr. Carl Rothschild is a dear friend. I've worked with him for the past 2 years, utilizing this incredible bed that has these certain frequencies that heal the body, stimulates the mitochondria to start regenerating, stimulates the body to heal if you have any internal organ inflammation. Also helps with any kind of arthritis, stimulates hair growth. It's absolutely amazing. You can go to operationfitness.com, go into the store and check it out, and they'll have a link there. We can put in a code to get a discount for a red light bed that's made by Trifecta. And thank you again for watching this show, and we appreciate your support. And always remember, you need to subscribe on YouTube. Thank you. Ah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Well, just like Ben and Matt have done,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they have their own. They produce their own movies, right? Don't they have a company together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure you know those guys super well. And they started what? They've been doing movies together for 30 years.
Yeah, I trained Matt for The Born Identity.
Crazy, yeah.
And great guy. Ben too. He's an awesome guy. But what's great about their new model is, with their company, everybody gets a revenue share.
Oh, they just did a new deal with Netflix, right?
Yeah. The grip, the trainer, makeup, hair, everybody will get residuals. It's not just the actors, not just a director, not just a producer. It takes a village to make a movie.
It does.
And they are using that model, which is a lot of other companies are doing now. Because isn't it nice that you're working on a set and you're just a grip, but you're going to get residuals?
Yeah, well, and that makes everyone want to work harder.
Right.
And give the absolutely best, job to the project. Because if you're getting a page, I mean, I think most people are lazy for the most part. I think people are lazy, and you've had jobs that you probably hated, and I've had jobs that I hated where I'm like, I know I'm not giving my best effort. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just how it is. But if you're getting a piece of the pie at the end, and it's like, oh, if I give my best effort, I'm going to be rewarded for that, that's huge. I think every movie deal nowadays should have that same exact incentive.
Well, Ron Perlman is a dear friend of mine. He also has a studio called Asylum. They have that same
motto.
100%. Everybody makes money on the movie.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. And especially even just in life, I'm like, there's so much success for everyone out there to win. There's so much money out there for everyone to have a piece of the pie. A lot of people I think that they just think there's a shortage of success. There's not. There's so much success. Everyone, you can be successful, she can be successful, she can be successful. Everyone here can be successful. And I want that for everyone. I generally want everyone to be successful, and that people just think there's a shortage when there's not.
Well, the issue is greedy producers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll have a producer pool, and sometimes it'll be anywhere between $100,000 to $400,000 a piece for the producers in the producer pool. Some producers take $500,000 to $1 million each.
Yeah.
And then they didn't make any money for the investors.
Yeah.
Then you lose your investors. That's the worst thing you do. So if you take a fair amount, say, okay, this is what we make as producers, but then we have our producer pool, which is the kind of the bonus, and make it fair. You have enough money for the whole crew.
Yeah. Oh, I just think, like you said, just greed. People just get greedy.
It is. So you just be fair about it. Okay, here's the budget. And again, you have to be realistic with the budgets and try to find ways you can get this movie done at a more realistic way. Now, if you think about it, you only need about 33% equity because you have tax incentives and you have, all the other things that come along with it. When you're filming, you have this tax credit, then you have this incentive, because if you figure it out and you have a $5 million movie, you only need 33% in equity.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Okay, so say for instance you're doing a movie, okay,
Yeah.
and it's $5 million. Okay, all you need is about $1.7 million, $1.6 million, because the rest going to be tax credits and incentives. So that's why it's important where you're shooting the movie. Get all these incentives.
Got it.
Some could be 30%, some could be up to 40% or more. If you're shooting in a different country, the dollar's worth more, like in Australia. So wherever it is. So you try to figure it out. But basically, the math we use is 33% will be the equity, and then you can maybe sell some territories, and then you also can sell your tax credit. So say your tax credit is 40%. You can go to a bank institution and get $2 million because it's a $5 million budget. They'll advance you. You're paying interest on it. But they're advancing you the tax credit of 40%, which is $2 million. So now you have the $2 million there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then you have some incentives. So basically, you only need 33%.
Got it. Okay.
Equity.
Yeah.
Because when you go to like a distributor, you could say, hey, sell some territories. So then you sell some territories. Then sell. You don't want to sell all the prime territories because you're getting pre-sales, right? But you're not getting the full amount you would get if you sold it. Okay. So sometimes you just sell some territories just to have a little more money. And they have the key, cities, like, or whether it's domestic or international, you want to sell that later because you get more money, right? But I have groups right now. If you said, hey, Mike, I have a $5 million movie. I want to get $2 million advance on the tax credits. They'll do it in a heartbeat. It's usually about 10%. But now that's less money you have to chase down. So you don't need to raise $5 million on a $5 million movie.
Got it.
Because there's ways to do it
with the tax credits and everything.
Just being smart about it.
So what made you get into the movie space and producing? I mean, you've produced a ton of movies. You're producing 3 more that you were telling me about. Like, was it just being around Matt, those people that you were...
it all started was my major in college was film communication.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I wanted to be a producer, and I wanted to get into directing and so on. So I knew that I have to get around Hollywood. How would I do that? At the time, I was a champion bodybuilder. So I said, okay. Well, I was watching The Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. Robin Leach was featuring a trainer that was training, what was his name? He's James Coburn. Okay. He did In Like Flint. He did all these movies. So the trainer was training him. I think it was James Coburn, one of those actors. I forget at the time. So I was with my girlfriend. I was back in New York, and the trainer. I said to her, "Man, I look better than this guy. Look at this guy." And he's driving a Fiat Spider 2000 candy apple red tan interior. They showed him pulling up to his penthouse in the marina. I go, shit, babe.
That should be me.
I'm gonna be one of the greatest celebrity trainers out there. She goes, okay, baby, because her father, he was very rich. He had a big construction company, built all the sky. He worked with Trump's family,
Got it.
Skyscrapers and shit. And he said, yeah, your guy's gonna be nothing but a gym bum. So I said, I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna marry you. So I go to California. And I went out there with my, it was like a Ford Explorer and my Rottweiler. And I couldn't get shit. I couldn't find a celebrity. And then they ended up, taking my truck away.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't make the payment.
Yeah.
I was sleeping on my friend's couch.
Yeah.
I was totally broke. He hated it because my dog was always farting. and so I stayed with my friend. So sure enough, I was training at Gold's Gym. And I walked by the front desk, and they said, hey, Mike, I got some actor and his wife need a trainer. Are you available? I go, let me check my schedule. And just left. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was Connie Selica and John Tesh. And John Tesh was the host of Entertainment Tonight, and Connie was a well-known actor at the time. So I started training them, right?
Yeah.
And I started making money. Then a friend of mine told me, hey, go to the Polo Lounge and hang out over there. So every day I'd go to the Beverly Hills Hotel for like 3 years.
Really?
And
Every single day?
Yeah, and telling the concierge, hey, if you ever need a trainer, well, we have a trainer, but we'll let you know. So then fast track later, I go to the Polo Lounge to bring my date, and the concierge's name was Richard. He goes, Mr. Torchia, could you come over here? Because I was always going there asking them.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And he goes, this is your lucky day. Our trainer ran off with one of our guests, got married, moved to New York.
Yeah.
And we have a VIP guest that would like you to train him. And I said, okay, great. And he goes, can I give you another suggestion? Lose the girls. It's not your type.
Really?
Yeah,
This is your girlfriend at the time?
Or no, it's just some hot chick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Voluptuous. I met her at the beach.
Yeah.
Right. And she was really flashy. He goes, you could do better than that. So I immediately said, let's go. She goes, no, I want to drink in the Polo Lounge. No, not tonight. We got to go.
Yeah.
So then he left. Came back the next day. They gave me the pass to go downstairs. And it was Ralph Lauren.
Really?
And Ralph Lauren needed to get ready because he had a role on Friends.
Okay.
In fact, I just saw it the other night. That's
Really?
what I trained him for.
Okay.
So it was so funny. So I go downstairs, they have this slip. After he's done, he signs it and come up. So I go down there and I go, hey, Ralph, because I'm very casual with everybody. He goes, hey, Mike, how you doing? He goes, you're from New York. Oh, shit. So we start talking about places going there. And then we were talking about Studio 54 because I used to work there. I used to come down in cage and pose with hot chicks and stuff. And we started talking about all kinds of stuff. And I used to hang out with Andy Warhol, and it was a model for him, and hang out with Woody Allen and Elizabeth Taylor. So we clicked.
Yeah.
So every day I was going down there to train him. But every time I came up with a slip, he wrote $300 tip on top of my fee.
Oh, nice.
So then the concierge, he was this gay guy, he goes, what are you doing down in that gym? But it was like, so it was for a few weeks. I got him ready for the show. He looked great, whatever. But I was working with royal princes and princesses.
From that interaction with him?
From working.
Or from that concierge thing?
From going to the
Polo
Beverly
Lounge.
Hills Hotel. They started booking me with all
Oh,
these
nice. So you're just being around the right people.
That's how I met all the Keith Urban I met. That's how we became friends, traveled around the world with Keith.
Yeah.
So I'm meeting all these stars.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie, all these people I was getting, because I'd go there and they'd have an alias name. I go down there and it's a big star.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how
you got exposed to it.
And then, of course, they started doing well. Then, of course, I went back to visit New York, and the girl that I was madly in love with got married. But it was so funny. So then I ran into her, and she was very big.
She got big, yeah.
A few years later.
She wasn't with you anymore. That's right.
I beat
You
that.
dodged a bullet.
Oh, man, I dodged that bullet, boy.
Yeah.
But it was so funny where here I am thinking about the girl the whole time. So
Yeah.
I was dating, but I was so into that girl. I was just dating her because I was bored.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm going to do all this for her.
And you go back, yeah.
And then, of course, it
Yeah.
kind of worked out. Now, so funny is a year later, John Tesh calls me up and says, we got some good news. You're going to be on The Lifestyle of Rich and Famous with Robin Leach.
Really?
And sure enough, they filmed me, and I was on Lifestyles of Rich and Famous.
That's crazy.
Is that wild?
That's
that's
crazy.
What got me to come to California.
That's what made you move. That was it?
It was like the biggest thing. I got to meet Robin Leach, and he's asking me all these questions. I was like, wow, he's asking me all these questions.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah. Well, it comes down to the core of, which I always say is like, everyone should go to the gym just because everyone works out. Producers work out, actors work out, doctors work out, lawyers work. Anyone, you can, if you want to meet someone, go to the fucking gym. You know what I mean? Go to the gym and just talk to people, because everyone works out, and that's just a conversation breaker. And you bond over the weights, you bond over the fact that you're trying to get in shape, lose weight, whatever it is. Then it's just so important to do that.
It is, because you never know. Like, I would run into Michael Bay at the gym. I know Michael when he first came out, when he was just doing music videos.
Oh, wow.
I was the one that suggested that he do movie trailers.
Really?
Yeah. We were at a party. I told him, man, you do the best music videos. You should just do trailers. And sure enough, he did it. And look where he is now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny where I used to train with Madonna.
Yeah.
At Pumping Iron Gym in New York. Right?
Yeah.
And she had a freak body. Let me tell you something. For a while, she could have been an incredible bodybuilder. She had great muscle.
Yeah.
She was very jacked years ago. So I remember when she said, I'm going to be star someday. She kept saying that. And I was paying off the DJs to play her cassettes. I would bring her cassettes.
Oh, nice.
To play it at the clubs.
Uh-huh.
And she knew I was at Studio 54. But look where she is today.
Yeah.
So I've seen these people become incredibly successful. And I knew them before when they were just civilians.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I saw them become who they are.
Yeah.
So then when we run into each other, we all like say, yeah, we did good, huh?
Yeah, that's great. And what I noticed you said of both of them is Madonna said, I'm going to be, a famous star. Arnold said, I'm going to take over Hollywood. You have to have that mentality too. You have to own, with whatever it is you're doing. I don't care if you want to be an actor. I don't care if you want to be the best dentist, lawyer, whatever it is. You have to fully believe you're going to be that.
Yeah.
And most people, you have to be delusional, because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's reality and what's fake. So if you, that's why you have to feed yourself positive thoughts and just say like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then follow up with it, obviously. And then I think, the world, manifestation will meet you halfway. Reality will meet you halfway, and that you just have to have it.
Like you can relate to this. When I first started bodybuilding in school, people were like, right, you're going to be a bodybuilder. You're short,
you're
and you're fat,
yeah,
and you're going to be a bodybuilder. I go, yeah. And so they fueled my drive and ambition to train harder and harder and harder.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember the first teenage show I won in New York City. I was on stage, and I heard they call my name. I just closed my eyes. I remember holding up that trophy. It's like, wow.
Yeah,
Very first
probably
show.
a crazy feeling.
And then I was just walking to the side stage. This guy comes up with his son. He goes, excuse me, sir, my son would like your autograph. This is the first. Now, here's a guy that would hear it like 182 times a day. How you fat, this and that, and ugly, right? And people doubted me. And he wanted my autograph.
Crazy.
So that then, so I'm signing it, because I was in other magazines where I just placed.
Uh-huh.
And he said, how did you build your body like that? I leaned over and I said, kid, a lot of aggravation.
Yeah. I mean,
that was my motivation.
Whatever your fuel is, that's what you have to use. And you used it.
And let me tell you, so my father thought I was going to be nothing but a gym bum.
Uh-huh.
He just totally thought I was crazy what I was doing. And I just refused to accept defeat. And again, bodybuilding is a very powerful sport, but you got to use it wisely. And what Arnold taught me at a very young age is, if anybody in your life does not believe in you, cut them out. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your best friend.
You have to.
Because they will affect you.
Yeah.
It would affect you being your life. You shouldn't allow yourself to be around negativity. So when I talk to people, I stay away from toxins.
You have to.
I stay away from toxic people too. Not just processed food. Toxic people. If you don't believe in me and you don't think I'm this, I'm a positive effect.
Yeah.
Stay away from me.
Or even if you just have negative energy, I don't want to be around it. Like, I mean, I love my family, love my friends, love Jersey, obviously. But like, the reason I came here is because everyone's just so complacent there, and they have no big dreams, no big goals. And I always knew I was just like, I was meant for more. I was put on this world to leave my mark on this world in a positive way. So that's the reason I even took a trip here. I took a 4-day trip. My social media started taking off, and then had an opportunity to stay. And I was like, I canceled my flight back home. I stood, and I didn't go back.
So you talk to your mom and dad now?
Oh, of course, yeah. We have a great relationship now. But they just like, I'm the dreamer of the family. You know what I mean? Because I just know how much is out there.
So were they little leery?
They didn't understand it at first.
Right.
Which I get. They're worried about me, and I wasn't making money from it. I had no following yet, but I was in school. I dropped out eventually, but I started posting social media stuff, and I just knew that was it. I knew school wasn't for me. Like I said, I dropped out, but they were just worried. But like now they fully believe in me, fully trust me, fully offer my dreams, goals, movies. And I tell them all the time, I'm going to be the biggest actor and entertainer in the world. It's gonna happen, And I say that to them. I say it to my friends. I say it to my family. I say it on social media, like to everyone. I always say it. I don't care if people believe me or not, because I just know that that's going to happen. Whether it's tomorrow, a week from now, 2 years from now, it's gonna happen.
Hi, it's Mike Torchia. I got great news. We have Trifecta Red Light Beds as our new premier sponsor. You can go to our store on operationfitness.com, click on the store, and you'll see in the merch Trifecta Red Light Beds. It is the #1 bed out there that's going to help regenerate the tissue, stimulate the mitochondria to regenerate. It's going to stimulate hair growth. It's also going to help heal inflammation in the internal organs and helps reduce the pain from arthritis. It's game-changing. Also, remember that we need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support's everything. And thanks for watching the show. Well, you know what? I totally believe 100% that will happen because you have what they call it factor. You can't train, you can't teach someone to get it.
No, you have to just have it.
People have that gift, like all the stars I've worked with. I feel the it factor.
Thank you.
When I first met you, I go, this kid's got the it factor.
Thank you, yeah.
And then when I saw you in action, you definitely have everything it takes. You just need some time to get there.
Yeah.
That's it. And the right people behind you.
Exactly.
To support you. Because it takes a family, man.
It does.
A village.
It does. And I always said I don't do it on my own. I have a great team around me, great support around me. Because why do you want to make it on your own? Don't you want to share with everyone? You know what I mean? I hate when people are like, I'm self-made, which is great. You know, I started from nothing, which is, I could always say that, but it's never just me. I've had great people around me, whether they're still in my life or not in my life. Everyone in my life, whether they're in or not, helped me to get where I'm at now, and it's gonna help me get to where I'm at, where I'm gonna be. You know.
So what to you? What would be like something really major you want to achieve?
I know it's not, you hear people say it, but like I just knew in high school, you know, when everyone's signing what college they're going to, I didn't have a college to go to, and I was just like, I'm just meant to do more in this world. I always said I want to leave my mark on the world. So I literally had a vision board party with my partner at his house. It was great, first time doing it, but I put a picture of the world on my vision board because to me, I just wanted to leave my mark on it. And I want to set my family up for generations to come. I want to put the Miranda last name, you know, on the map.
So you want to have that legacy.
I want to have a legacy, yeah. You know,
beautiful.
And I've always just knew that, and you have to be born with it, I think. I don't think you could train it, really, you know.
No, well, you know, we have very similar, upbringing and attitude, because I was the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
I'd always slam a door and the glass would break, and then I'd get a beating from my father. You know, I'd always like do something, you know, and they go, well, that's Michael, you know, because I was always getting in trouble when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You'll love this funny story. So I was always very creative, and I used to love reading Popular Mechanic magazine. And when I was 12 years old, I liked to build things. So I saw in Popular Mechanics instruction how to build a helicopter. So my mother just bought a brand new Maytag washer and dryer. So the washer, the motor on it was perfect for the helicopter. So I went into my father's garage, took his toolkit out, and I took apart the brand new washer. I took the motor, for the washer. Then I took my sled, and I drilled and I bolted the motor into it, right? And then my father had a really long yellow extension cord, so I figured I can at least get it to fly up a certain height. So I took my old skis, right, and I screwed in the screw so it would be the blade.
Yeah.
So I put all this together, right? And I'm preparing to put it all together. I didn't think about what happens when it spins and how I land. I was just following the proper mechanics. My mother comes home. She goes, "What is that?" I said, "Ma, I built a helicopter." Helicopter? You're going to cut your head off. And the cord isn't long enough. So if you do go up in the air, it's going to plug it in, come in and crash and break your neck. She goes, "Wait a minute. Where did you get that motor?" "Oh, Ma, I put it back. It was the washer." My new Maytag washer your father saved up 3 months to buy? She goes, "You better put that back. Your father's going to give you a beating when he comes home." I'm like, shit. I went over to the magazine. It didn't show you how to undo it. So I knocked at my Uncle Tony's door. I go, "Uncle Tony, I built a helicopter." He goes, "You built what?" He's a heavy Italian.
Yeah.
I go, "I built a helicopter." He goes, "What, are you crazy? What did you do?" I said, "Well, I took the washing machine, my mother's washing machine. I took the motor out, and I put it on the sled because I want to fly a helicopter around the house. I mean, around the yard, you know?" He goes, "What's the matter with you?" "All right, I'll be right back." He goes and gets his toolkit. He takes it apart. He was so mad at me. Don't ever do that again. Then he goes down in the basement with me and puts it back in there because he goes, "Your father comes home.
He's going to beat you.
He's going to get a beating."
Yeah.
Right? Because he liked the belt. But that was the funniest thing. My mother never forgot. I was very creative, and you reminded me of me.
Yeah,
The
for
way
sure.
you talked about your skits and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You have this creative ability that other people don't have.
Yeah, you just have to be creative in whatever aspect, whatever outlet that is. Just create. I always say we're here to create something. You know what I mean? As humans, we're not just here to just be robots and just do whatever. Like create whatever that is, whether it's movies, projects, helicopters, or a business. Don't. Everyone has it in there. They just don't even know how creative they can be because they don't know how to tap into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just something that you have to just work on every day and release it too, whether it's good or not. When I started doing my skits, they were terrible. They were, I look back at them, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was so bad, But that was just me releasing my creativity at the time. But you just refine it and you just get better. And I'm sure if you tried again today, it might fly around the yard.
But you know what? Like, what's cool is your people have watched you evolve.
Yeah.
So it's even better because they've seen where you came from.
Yeah.
And they're digging you, and it's growing, it's growing,
and it was a huge transition switch too, because like I said, I was strictly just bodybuilding fitness when I first started. So when I started doing the sketches, the people that followed me were like, "Whoa, what the hell is this? No, do your workouts. We don't want to see this. We don't want to see this." But I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what people say. I have very thick skin. You're not gonna tell me what I can and can't do. Just kept doing it, getting better, and then I started growing. Millions. Just people now love my sketches. You know what I mean? So
that's cool.
So you just you just can't just. You have to be creative and just let it out and just know that you're going to be exactly who you say you're going to be, but also don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks or says. Even if they're your family, friends close to you, it's just like you said, cut them off.
That's beautiful, man. This is what I got to ask you.
Uh-huh.
This happens in gyms. You go over to use a piece of equipment and you ask how many sets they have, and they'll say whatever, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. And then they sit there with the phone and they start texting. What do you do when that happens?
I stand there and ask them again. I'm like, "Hey, did you hear me?" And then they still. I'm one of those guys that like I have time. I'm not an asshole, but you're not gonna be an asshole to me because I'll sit there and I'll just keep asking to look at me. Yeah. And then I'm like, "Am I ruining your day by asking you? How many do you have left?" Sometimes people send me ridiculous number. I have 10 left. I'm like, "No, you don't. You don't have 10 left."
But
because I can run working with you.
Okay, so what's kind of crazy? When I was a kid, and even when I went into Gold's Gym, I would walk by and they would see me looking and they go, "Hey kid, you want to work in?" Now we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sergio Oliva, Frank Zane, Franco Colombo. We always would love to work with someone. The buddy training was the thing. Mm-hmm. Nobody had a trainer. Right?
Yeah.
So, like a lot of these gyms, whatever gym, they're all the same. I've seen people where a woman would go up to another woman and say, "Can I work in?" She goes, "No, I have 3 more sets. I have to move fast." And then, they're stale and they're kind of cold.
Yeah,
waiting.
yeah.
So I've had times when I've walked over to someone and I said, "How many sets you have?" Now, I don't do that anymore because then they'll say I have whatever is 3 sets. Mm-hmm. And then I go, "I can't work in." Well, no, I'd prefer not to. Then I have to whatever. And then I go, "Really?" Then I get into gym etiquette. So what I do now is I go to the person as soon as they're done. I said, "Hey, what's happening? I'm going to jump in."
Yeah, it's good.
And you know what?
Don't give them an option. Yeah.
They get out of the way.
Yeah. I mean, you have to just own it.
Time. Now, I never had a confrontation. The only one time I had a confrontation was this guy was on the seated leg curl. Now, with the seated leg curl, you have to bring the pad down to secure your legs down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's flopping. So now he's doing it like and banging. He had like 10 pounds on it. And like banging. He's trying to crack the plates. And he's holding his phone like that. And I'm telling you, it was like 2 minutes going by. So I go, "Excuse me." And he was ignoring me. "Excuse me." I go, "I want to work in." He goes, "Leave me alone. You're interrupting my phone call." And then I go, "What?"
Yeah.
And he kept going. So finally he stopped and he's still on the phone. I just held his arm. I said, "Listen, get off the machine. I'm going to work in." "No, it's my machine. I pay a lot of money." I go, "Yeah, so do I. Just get off the machine so I can work in. Continue the call over there." And he goes, "No, what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I'm going to drag you off the machine. And it's not going to end well for you. So either get off the machine and let me work in, I will take you off the machine."
Yeah.
And
which one do you want to do?
And I said, "You tell me what you want to do because I'm ready to go. You're really pissing me off." So he goes, "Fine." And he storms off. So then there was a woman right by the leg section. She goes,
"Thank you."
Thank you.
Yeah.
And even the trainer goes, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, well, I just don't get why people are like that in the gym. Like, it's a place for a community. It's a place for everyone to want to get better together. It's like, why are you being an asshole?
So I decided, listen, I don't want to get aggravated again like that. So like I said, I get right in front of them and say, I'm gonna jump in.
Yeah.
You got it. That works. I'm telling you.
No, it does. Yeah.
Because it's like,
you catch them off guard. They're almost like, oh, okay.
yeah, they do. Because when you're pumped, you got the look in your face, and the veins. I'm jumping in.
Yeah.
They either get up and leave.
Yeah.
Or they work in.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I've worked with some guys, right? And they're like, oh, that was great, man. I said, exactly.
That's smart, yeah.
Work with people.
Yeah.
Let's make it a fun experience.
It should be fun, yeah.
It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
do you have a training partner or are you just a trainer?
I usually train out by myself, sometimes with a friend every now and then. We need to get a workout together.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It is fun, yeah.
You know?
Well, it doesn't matter if just working out with someone else always just pushes you more. Even whether they're stronger than you or not stronger, it doesn't matter. It's just like that's why I always say I like a packed gym. I know people are crazy. They're like, oh, I hate it when it's packed. But I like a packed gym because I like the atmosphere and I like showing off a little bit.
I'm the same.
So.
Even like when I go to a movie, I love when it's packed.
Yeah, it's an
energy,
experience,
right?
Yeah.
I compare it to like if you're a surfer and you're riding the wave with all these other surfers.
Yeah, it's smart. Yeah,
It's a more of a beautiful experience.
it is. Yeah.
That's why Gold's Gym in Venice was the Mecca.
Oh yeah.
Because when you'd walk in there,
Everyone.
you'd see Mr. Universes and Mr. Americas and Mr. Olympia, and you'd see movie stars and Penthouse Pets and Playmates. You had everybody in there.
It's probably such a crazy experience during that time.
Oh man, like Lyle Zato at his peak, he was a freak.
Yeah,
Just it was just every pro athlete was in Gold's Gym.
that's crazy.
Everybody was.
And it probably just made you just want to just go balls to the wall every time.
I listen. I would drive to the gym as fast as I can, and I start to hyperventilate and tremble because I couldn't wait to get in there. See who's in there.
It's exciting. Yeah, it's
'cause
fun.
I was a young guy like you, and I was like, I couldn't wait to get in that gym.
Yeah.
Of course, now you go to Venice, it's depressing.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's a
I mean, I've
joke.
never seen it the way you've seen it, but I've gone there twice. I'm like, I don't need to come back here.
Like Arnold's there, and he's there every morning, and he's there just for 40 minutes, and he's just doing a lot of selfies and talking to people, and then he rides his bike.
Oh, really?
But it's so funny because I remember him the way he was when we trained together.
Animal.
Man, he was a beast.
Yeah, animal.
What a beast. I mean, his body was freaking mad. And to go out to eat with him. I remember one time I went to see a movie, and it was with Arnold and Ken Waller, who was Mr. World, and Bill Grant, who was he also won like Mr. World and another universe guy. So I'm sitting next to Arnold. He was so big. I was like, I had to sit. We saw the movie Chinatown with Jack Nicholson, and I had to sit like this the whole time. And then Arnold fell asleep and he's snoring and he's leaning on me. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. And, so I just remember all these memories as a kid.
Yeah.
And it's so funny when I see Arnold. We have this special connection because he remembered meeting me at 15 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy. You guys, kind of grew up together.
And
you know what I mean? At such a young age.
I met him at his prime.
Yeah.
When he was winning all those Olympias.
That's crazy.
And I was there when they filmed Pumping Iron. I watched it.
Yeah.
It was so cool to watch.
I'm sure, yeah.
Pumping Iron was a trip.
Yeah, especially because you saw the behind the scenes of it too. Like you knew all the work that was going into it.
It was amazing, So being around all that, and then going to the set when Arnold was doing those Terminator movies, it was like, and I remember him after the show talking about it.
That's great.
And it's like that's what I'm saying. Bodybuilding is what's been a blessing for you.
Yeah, it has been, and I always say that it's always been my backbone. Just same thing as for Arnold, same the way fitness is for Mark Wahlberg, Kevin Hart, all the Rock. It's always their backbone. And I always say everyone, whether you want to be a bodybuilder or not, you should even just try a prep, just to get the mental aspect of it. Just set a date. You don't have to do it just at a show, but just set a date. I'm going to get as lean as possible. I'm going to follow my exact plan for this 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever it is, just to get the discipline of it, and then just apply that to everything.
Yeah. Well, I've been, I was trying so hard to do something with Bobby Kennedy with the PE program for the schools, the President's Council. I said, Bobby, man, we should have a bodybuilding program in the school system.
Yeah, I think that'll be great.
And improve the quality of the food, because the food in the schools is disgusting.
You know how many lives that would change? It'd be insane.
But unfortunately, we have a president that doesn't eat healthy. He has a Diet Coke machine in the Oval Office, and he eats the McDonald's fish sandwiches and
fillet of
fries.
fish.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, it's so bad.
Day.
It's so bad for you.
It it's unfortunate. That's why I'm pushing Bobby. We really need to put better food in the schools.
Yeah.
And we need to do something about the PE program. The President's Council is gone. I mean, really, there's a bunch of athletes on there that just sit on the board. They don't do anything. They're not creating new programming. So the PE programs in the schools are just teachers. Did you know that in Asia, you have to have a master's degree and a license to be a PE teacher?
Oh, wow.
In the United States, you could be the history teacher of the shop.
Yeah. And you're just
because it's so little pay.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get a degree to be a PE teacher. So the quality of the coaches in schools is poor.
Yeah.
Because there's no real coach.
Yeah.
He's just someone doing substitute work to make extra money.
Well, even in my high school, I always, playing football, you go to the high schools, whatever, you always see the athletic trainers. They're never in shape. They're always, fat, out of shape, and just like, I'm like, you have to practice what you preach. Get people that are actually qualified to be here. And just because you do the, whatever school you did to be there, it's like, why don't you actually apply it to yourself? Because people like to look up to people and be like, okay, I'm going to follow this person because they're doing it. They're living like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a aspect that it needs a lot of improvement for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're going to make a big difference, and keep up the work with all these little skits. And I look forward to seeing your movie. Maybe when you're doing the movie, we can do some interviews behind scenes of making the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely, yeah.
It,
people love storytelling, so I want to show everything, the whole entire process of making it.
Because I really think that people would enjoy seeing the behind scenes
for sure
of making of a movie. Because
Absolutely.
you don't really see that. They used to do it years ago. They don't do it
anymore. Yeah, no, we already talked about. We're documenting absolutely everything.
Oh, that's gonna be
awesome, man. And you'll definitely be in it too. I mean,
well, I look forward.
We'll get you that, and then we'll get that statue in it too in the gym. To be great.
I appreciate that.
Of course, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate
you coming.
This is great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then we'll bring you back on after you finish with the movies. You can talk about it and
yes,
promote the movie.
Yes, we will. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. So thank you for watching the show. If you have anybody you care about, forward this episode. This young man, he's going to make it. He's got the it factor, and he is totally going to change the world with his philosophy. Wholesome thoughts, positive influence in people's lives. So, again, enjoy watching the show. I'm glad you had a chance to take some time to watch it. Please, we need your support. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. And thank you.